Suddhananda divestave Vede Sangavada Kramopanishade Gayandiyam Samagaha Yena Vastita Tadgatena Manasaha Shantiyam Yoginaha Shantam Navidusura Suragana Devaya Tasmai Namaha. Verse number 16. Jnanena tu tadajnanam yesham nasitam atmanah tesham adityavad jnanam prakashayati tatparam tadudhayastadatmanah tannishta tatparayanah gacchantya punaravrittim jnana nirdhuta kalmasha tadudhayastadatmanah tannishtastatparayanah gacchantya punaravrittim jnana nirdhuta kalmasha. Beautiful. So, it is the ajnanam which causes that delusion, the moha. Even though Prabhu, Vibhu, that is yourself, in whose presence all activities takes place. The thoughts appear, disappear, the sense organs perceive, perception takes place, which doesn't get affected by nadatte kasyajit papam nachaiva sukrutam vibhu. Neither gets affected by the papa, punya, right, wrong, good, bad. Any pair of opposite, hunger, thirst, living, dying, nothing affects the self, the awareness that you are. Because all these loss, gain, living, dying belong to the realm of the relative existence. Your body, born, dying, in between all the changes, birth, growth, metamorphosis, disease, decaying, dying. Same thing also your senses, same thing also your thoughts, your mind. Not recognizing this because of the ignorance, ajnanena jnanam avrutam, tena jantavah muhyanti. The creatures, human beings, totally are deluded by this ignorance which seems to cover this knowledge. So those people for whom this ignorance is removed, ignorance is gone, by exposing themselves to the teaching, where they come this, already we have seen that. That is pramana, the sabda, the words used properly, this knowledge, this ignorance goes away. Because for any knowledge to take place, you need a means of knowledge. If it is the knowledge of a sound, use your ear. If the knowledge of a touch, use your skin. You want to get the knowledge of a taste or a smell or a sight, use your tongue or the nose or the eyes. If you want to get the knowledge of yourself, none of the sense organs will work. Because it's not a sound to be heard, ears will not use it, it will be useful. It's not a touch to be touched, skin cannot help. It's not a sight to be seen, eyes cannot help. It's not a taste to be tasted, tongue cannot help. Not a smell to be smelt, nose cannot help. Why is it so? Asabdam, asparsham, arupam, arasam, agandham. It's not a sound, not a touch, not a taste, not a smell or a sight. What do I do? Are you getting that? It's just like the 10th man. The 10th man himself is 10th man. It's not an outside. It's not something a sound to be heard outside, taste to be tasted, touch to be touched, taste, smell to be smelt. No, all the signs, 5 experiences are continuously over. 10th man is hearing himself, touching himself, tasting himself, smelling himself, seeing himself. 5 sense organ activity over, still he does not know. Then what is the means of knowledge? Sabda. The sound becomes a means of knowledge. That is where when the teacher uses the word, Shastra Pramanam, Sabda Pramanam, the words are used by somebody who knows the truth. When he uses that words, ajnana, the ignorance goes away. You are introduced to yourself. This is the ultimate high level. Are you getting that? Again and again we cannot talk about that. Every time it comes, if you have to repeat it, what will happen? But once in a while you have to come back to that. That is the crux. Just a word. That's why Dakshinamurti. Gurostu maunam vyakhyanam, shishyastu chinna sansaya. This teacher spoke in silence, students, all doubts gone. Understand? So the words reveal this truth. Doesn't produce the reality. Just like any sense organ, eyes do not produce the flower, reveal. Ears don't produce the sound, report. The sabda doesn't produce the truth, reveals, which you already are. As a result, when the ajnanam, atmanaha ajnanam nasitam, when the ignorance goes, tesham, for those people, adityavat jnanam prakasit, like this shining sun in the sky, that brilliantly this knowledge shines in one's own self. You cannot lose sight of that yourself at any time. Suppose a person asks a question, I understand clearly. How come there is a moment, certain time, there is a moment of forgetfulness? He said, yes, in case it so happens, do this. In order to get the jnana nishtha, total abiding in this knowledge without any sansaya viparya, any doubt and the error, but eternally established in that knowledge of yourself as you are, you have to do this. Tadbudhaya, tadatmana, tannishtha, tatparayanaha. Continuously may you be aware, conscious of yourself. Every action you must be conscious, every thought you must be aware. Never to lose sight of yourself. Morning I gave you that example. As you are driving in the highway, you cannot afford to doze off even for a second. That's a perfect example. You doze off for a second, understand? You doze off for a second, you meet with an accident. Same thing also in this awareness, self-awareness. When you are interacting with people, it's like driving through the traffic. That imagery is very beautiful. Imagine each human individual is a vehicle. Each individual is a vehicle. Each one going in his own destination. Drivers are different. But in this traffic of human beings, as we are driving, we sometimes cross each other's path. Begins the conflict of interest. Just like in a car, you want to overtake somebody. You are walking, you want to overtake somebody. Somebody is speaking, you want to overtake him. Shouting louder. You want to put somebody behind. So many ways as you are interacting. If you do not watch out, there will be accident. It's not the collision of cars only. It's not the collision of the bodies. Collision of ideas. Collision of individuality. Personality clash. Ideological clash. In the name of religion you can fight. In the name of politics you can fight. In the name of love and affection you can fight. In the name of hatred and jealousy you can fight. In the name of priorities you can fight. What is your priority? There is a difference between your priority and other person's priority. That is where two human beings do not agree. That is how the world shall be. You must know how to negotiate. You must know how to negotiate with the world. Different drivers in different cars going in different speed. You must learn how to negotiate. If somebody is slow, overtake. If somebody is fast, give him the way. Do not hug middle of the line. Eh? Different types of drivers, understand? Different types of drivers. So you have to negotiate, learn to negotiate with different types of drivers. Same also in life. Some are very nice, some are very kind, some are very sensitive, some are stubborn, angry, indecisive. They want to do what they want to do. Rigid, fanatic. What do you do? If you go on telling, they should not be like that. What is they should not be like that? They are like that. They should not be like that. You know. If you are a person always thinking they should not be like that, you can never travel through life. But they should not be. It's like the road should not be holy, but they are holes. You better learn to negotiate. You can't negotiate, you can't just talk about they should not be. What is should not be? That is how they are. You learn how to negotiate. Same thing also. There should not be any thought. The person should not behave like that. Yeah, that's a beautiful expectation. But somebody behaves in a particular way. So 24 hours, 365 days, the moment you step out of your room, interacting with people, you have to be conscious. The moment you are in your room with your door closed, also you must be conscious. Interact with your thoughts. While interacting with thought, just like there are thousands of different human beings, there are thousands of different thoughts, and each thought has a personality. Are you getting that point? Each thought has a personality. Suppose it's a thought about neem leaf. What is the problem? It's a thought about hibiscus. What is the problem? Suppose you are sitting down, a thought is coming. What thought? Just any thought. Monkey. Some thoughts like that. It doesn't make any difference. But suppose it comes up, that person told me like that. Oh, yo. He looked at me like that. It registered to me. Understand? You fight with yourself. You are continuously fighting with yourself. Sitting down inside the room, if you are feeling bored, intoxicated, either of the way, excited, restless, who is troubling you? So much trouble, listen, the crowd is so intolerable, you open the door and you come out. The crowd inside your head, are you getting that? The crowd inside your head is so intolerable. You open the door and come out. Abba. You feel relieved. Why? You are going crazy inside the room. Inside the room, how many people are there in your bed? Only you. Why are you desperate to open your door? Oh, I was feeling very lonely. Feeling very lonely means what? Too many thoughts bothering you. What is loneliness? Thoughts are there, object is not there. Just see the peculiarity. Are you getting that? So many thoughts are there. Lonely does not mean no thought. Lonely means heavily crowded mind. Heavily crowded mind, talking about it. Nobody likes me. Nobody wants me. Nobody loves me. Self-persecution. Continuously persecuting yourself. The thoughts are bothering you. So crowded, you open the door of relief. Let's go for a walk. Very suffocating inside the room. Why should it be suffocating inside the room? Are you living in the room or are you living in your mind? Are you getting that point? The room is not suffocating. You are suffocated inside your mind. Too many thoughts. Therefore, you cannot function. And each thought has a personality. And when that thought comes up, you cannot take it. Don't know how to negotiate. Please understand. That is why, can you live by yourself? Tadbudhaya. In Brahman, the truth alone, tasmin mata buddhi yesham. Tasmin brahmani atmani yesham buddhi. Te tadbudhaya. All your thinking is based on the absolute. Whenever we say I, it means absolute. You can watch it. Suppose when there is a thought comes, listen carefully. How much can I talk? See, you must see it for yourself. I hope you see it. I cannot make it easier. Choice is yours. The moment a thought comes, suppose unconsciously a thought is coming. I don't want this. Now suddenly don't feel great that I am tired of my mind. No. Who is this fellow telling I don't want this? Consciousness never says that. But you can be very well identifying that holy role and become a holy roller, as they say. I don't want my... who is that I? I'll see to it that my mind doesn't work. What are you doing? Meditating or agitating? Individuality, are you getting that? It is such a trap. You take a decision, you fight with yourself. A drunken fellow, he went to a bar. And drunk fellow is going to get drunk, he drinks a lot. He goes to the bar and he says, come on, give me a strong one. I don't know what is strong one. I know the story, what is strong one. You know what is strong one? The strong one means the fellow undiluted. It should be pure whiskey. The fellow says, get me that drink. He gets a small cup. This is another story. The other come. But it's a strong one. So he said, give me the strong one. So he takes this small glass. Small glass. I don't know why they take, maybe very strong, they can't drink more and big. Anyway, small drink, he take it and holds his nose, doesn't look at it, holds his nose, up, gulps it. Then the bartender who is standing there, he said, is it that this drink is that bad? He says, no, it's not that bad. I love them. But if I look at it, I'll salivate. If I smell it, I salivate. I don't want to make it diluted. If I look at it, I'll salivate. If I smell it also, a lot of saliva will come. So, anyway, so that pure drinker, the fellow is. Anyway, so such a fellow, he goes there to the bartender and says, come on, give me a drink. Oh boy, today what a fight. There is going to be a big fight. Give me a drink now. The person gives him a drink and he drinks it out. And he says, today there will be a fight. We are not going to, you have never seen one like that. He said, why? Oh, what is happening? He said, do you have a phone? He said, yes, he got the phone. Hello, doctor, somebody is going to be wounded in this bar. You better be ready. And today there is going to be a big fight. He put it down and said, give me another drink. Oh boy, there is going to be a big fight. Then this fellow, the bartender said, all right, but what is this? You are asking doctor there will be a fight here, and what is the fight? He said, I am not going to pay for any of the drinks. So he is already ready for it. He is already planning. That's what we do inside. You are continuously creating the fight with yourself. Why? Because you don't know how to handle your thought. I hope you understand it very clearly. Who creates your problem? Other people give a statement. You create a problem. No, he said I am a rascal. Are you sure of yourself? Do you know the difference between actor and the role? Do you know the difference between who you are and what you have? Tadbudhaya. You cannot even open your mouth. Are you getting that point, please? It's not a joke. You can't even open your mouth. You cannot complain. Functionally, if you want to do so, you do so. That's a choice. But deep within, you are absolutely restful, like the eye of the cyclone. In the periphery, there is tremendous movement. But right in the center, there is absolute stillness. Deep within, you are always at rest with yourself. It's so beautiful, so beautiful. Understand? Tadatmanaha tasminevantakarana tadeva brahma param brahma atma yesham tadatmana tannishtha tadavinivesham. So that is yourself. Tannishtha, continuously being with that. And tadparayana, tadeva param ayanam, goal, supreme goal. There is no other interest in my life other than me, the absolute self. Other things, passing clouds. Every other thing is a passing cloud. Any situation will pass. That is why to be angry, hateful, jealous, infatuated, destroyed, devastated, feeling insulted, humiliated, persecuted is so meaningless. It shall pass. You don't have to, what shall I say? You don't have to overtake anybody. You just be. Everything shall be left behind. You be yourself. Everything shall move away from you. Try. You understand the logic? You just be yourself. Everything shall move away from you. Why? They are continuously going into the past. That is why sometimes The best way to solve the problem is not to deal with the problem, sometimes. The best way of solving the problem is don't deal with the problem. If you talk about it, you give a reality to it. Just ignore it, let it pass, let it pass. And it's forgotten. Just forgotten. Certain problems, not all problems. It depends. And if you are a person like that, with that type of steadiness, in fact, if you really stand by yourself, everything will be passing. Certain things you cannot. I mean, don't take it literally. You take from 20,000 rupees from somebody and then when he's asking, it will pass. It will just pass, don't worry. Don't be that type of nonsense. But I'm talking about psychological problem, emotional nonsense. Just allow. Anger, hatred, jealousy. You just see that for yourself. You be yourself. Tannishtha, tatparayanaha. That is the Supreme Good. This is needed for jnana nishtha. To totally abide in yourself. Jnana nishtha. Jnana nishtha is where you never lose sight of yourself. Ajivan, traditionally they say nicely, Ajivan. When an ignorant man is asked, who are you? Ajivan says, Dehoham, I am the body. Without any slightest hesitation, that effortlessly, when you say, who are you? Aham Brahmasmi, I am the Absolute. It's not a question, it's not an answer for somebody's sake. You ask yourself. Other people ask you, who are you? You tell them the identity that they demand. You ask yourself, who am I? You see yourself. Are you getting that? This is Vyavahar. When other people ask you, who are you? What answer shall you give him? Not the Absolute. Unless they mean the Absolute. When other people ask you, you give them the answer that they are expecting. It's like a purpose. When you go to immigration, you say, what is the purpose of your visit? Visiting friends. Now you cross the immigration and you go to a shop. What is the purpose of your visit? Visiting friends. You go to a cake shop and he says, what is the purpose? Visiting friends. He says, I want that cake. You go to medicine shop. What is the purpose of visit? I want that medicine. Are you getting it? Relative purpose. This is what life. Who are you? Different people ask different answers. You give them that. Ask yourself the question always, who am I? Before you open your mouth, you must be absolutely sure of yourself. Then you shall never be involved in unnecessary confusion, wranglings, conflict, misery of any kind. Tannishtha tatparayana. Such people, what happens to them? Gachanti apunaravrittim jnana nirdhuta kalmasa. Jnana nirdhuta kalmasa, where every thought, identity, perception, every other impressions, jnana nirdhuta, they are now as though washed by this knowledge, tested in the fire of knowledge. No more they touch you, affect you. Such people, apunaravrittim gattim gachanti, they go on to apunaravritti, yadgatvana nivartante, taddhama paramam, it will come in the 15th chapter. Apunaravritti, they reach a goal, they see themselves where there is no punaha avritti, there is no again return. Apunarāvrittim gatim gacchanti. They go to a goal where they are from, there is no return. They go to a goal. If you reach, you shall leave. That is why in this knowledge of yourself, there is no return, because you don't go there. You are already there. That is why apunarāvrittim gacchanti. You don't go to yourself to return to yourself. Any other thing you pick up, whether you like it or not, you drop. It's beautiful. Huh? So sweet, how much to talk about it. It's so beautiful. Are you getting that? In any other identity, because you pick up, you like it or not, you have to, either you drop it or that drops out. If you don't drop it, it drops out. Childhood onwards, think how many roles you have picked up, think. You pick up the role of a child also. Baby does not know that he is a baby. You pick up the role, you are a child. How long? Up to your 4 or 5 year old, you are a child. Then what do you say? Young man, the child role drops out. Youth, how long? You may be youthful, but you are not. Once your teenage passes, you are no more youthful. You pick up the role, it goes. Adult, how long? Old age comes, that goes. You become educated. Think, you are educated. Oh, education that I got PhD, I'm PhD throughout my life. You know that. But you are a very, very, oh, this is a very inflexible role, always there? No. The PhD that you picked up in 1950 has no value in 1970. With the roles, the knowledge that you picked up, it is so old and obsolete. It means nothing. That PhD has no value. The job that you picked up goes away. Relationship you picked up, you are born as a son or a daughter, becomes somebody's brother and sister, new roles are added. Married, husband and wife, new roles are added. You got children, new roles are added. Then roles also start dropping. Father goes away, mother goes away, child in you drops out, brother dies away, brother in you goes away. Your son or daughter goes away, father in you goes away. Roles continuously dropping. You are picking up, dropping, picking up, dropping. Can you see that? Whereas you are not dropping out. Apunarāvrittim gattim gacchanti. Going where there is no return. Always the same. And that is what you see when? 24 hours, 365 days. That is why you are not intolerant of losing any role. Some people, I went to somebody's house. The old lady, it happens 15 years back, that Amma is gone now. She was 75-year-old. I go to her house. She was very sweet. Anytime I go, the best things in the world I will get from her. She's so sweet, so loving. Always she'll have something wonderful, not ordinary things. Mahadara, she's gone. One day I go there and she's crying. I say, Ma, what happened? No, Swamiji, today, 30 years back, yes, my 4-year-old son died. 30 years back. Imagine, 30 years back. Now what is hunting? One thought. You don't expect what? That a role you picked up has to go. You are mother of 3 children. But the mother of 4th child is still crying. This is where comes moha. Ajnanena avrutam jnanam tena muyyanti jantavaha. What a line. Ajnanena jnanam avrutam jantav muyyanti. Suppose you are, oh, but then shall we not cry? Hey, don't say that it's heartless. You want to cry? Cry. Who says not? But let not the sorrow, tears overtake you. Cry. Who says not? If you can smile, why should you not cry? What is wrong? If you can laugh, why not you shout? You too. But are you the person playing the role or overtaken by the role? That much. You think for yourself. I am not passing judgment, nor you have the right to pass judgment on somebody. So, in the awareness of yourself, apunaravruttim gatim gachanti, going to a goal where there is no punaravrutti, no return again, no rebirth. It was a nice conversation one day. Swamiji, are you going to be reborn? I said, I am not even born. So what is the reborn? To be reborn, you must be born. So what is the question of reborn? I am not even born. You can't establish the birth of the self. You can establish the birth of the body. What is the date of your birth? For whom? Listen. You have so many dates of birth. How, Swamiji, how can you say that? All right, you answer. When are you born? Body, one date. When are you married? 20-year-old. So that is your date of birth. Marriage anniversary, birth anniversary is one thing. Marriage anniversary is another thing. Graduation anniversary is another thing. Job anniversary is different. How many anniversary? Because every moment you are born. Are you getting that point, please? So how many births you have got? Birth also, death also is there. What is the date of birth for the absolute? Time of birth? No date, no time. So what is the question? Not even born, no? So what is the reborn? Apunaravruttim gatim gacchati. So simple and so graceful. Jnana nirdhuta kalmasa. Where the every knowledge, every thought is touched by the knowledge. Understand that example. Jnana nirdhuta kalmasa, when you say that, not that the impurities are all gone, thoughts are finished. No, kalmasas, they are there. All your papadi samsara karana doshaha, different types of activities, thoughts, ideas, identities, everything is there, but they are touched by knowledge. Therefore, they are no more papam. Just like, please see, isolated, it was a drop. Now it is all ocean, never dies. Isolated, it is a dust. Now it is universe. Isolated, it was just a body or a thought or a perception. Now it is all Brahman, pure consciousness, nothing other than it. So, all times, all places, all conditions, you do it. Why should I do it? Because there is a possibility of forgetfulness. There is a possibility of your being taken for a ride by your thought. If these things happen once in a while, to make it effortless, all times, all places, all conditions, consciously you contemplate. That is why Sravana, Manana, Nitidhyasana. Continuously listen for some time. As you are listening, reflect upon it, contemplate upon it, then consciously always be in meditation, so that at no time you ever lose sight of yourself. Please, let it not be just some ideas you are picking up. See that is reflected in your life every moment, because you don't listen to these things and then behave like an angry, jealous, short-tempered, miserable, moody individual. That becomes the ugliness, because it doesn't go together. It just doesn't go together. Please see that. Do it for yourself. And such a person, how does he live? Read. Yesham jnanena nasitam atmana jnanam te panditaha katham tattvam pashyandi. For those people who have this ignorance is gone by this knowledge, is truth everywhere. Read. Vidya vinaya sampanne brahmane gavihastini sunichaiva sopakecha pandita samadarshinaha vidya vinaya sampanne brahmane gavihastini sunichaiva sopakecha pandita samadarshinaha. Beautiful. Such a person who has removed this ignorance of himself and is aware of himself as to who he is, such a person we call him Pandita. Pandita means Panda, Brahmavidya, Yasya Astiti, Pandita. Pandita does not mean with a tuft in the hair. Pandita is a beautiful word. Panda Brahmavidya Asyasti, Pandita. One who has this knowledge of the Absolute. Pandita. Such a person, how is he? Samadarshinaha. Samadarshi, he sees everything, everybody as one and the same. The consciousness here, consciousness there, consciousness everywhere. Truth here, truth there, truth everywhere. Self here, self there, self everywhere. God here, God there, God everywhere. In fact, everybody is one and the same. Essentially, everybody is one and the same. In the absolute standpoint, there is absolutely no division. In the very beginning, introductory classes, we had seen. Make the entire humanity line up. 5 billion people standing. You ask them, who are you? All shall begin with one answer. I am. That shall be the beginning. The first name. Universal first name. Who are you? I am. Yes. They have expressed themselves, announced their existence. Who are you? I am. Yes. Then begins name of the name. Are you getting that? Then begins the name for the name. First, who are you? I am. Yes. Whom are you talking when you say I am? Whom are you referring to? People don't know. That is why they don't create a gap between I am Ram, I am David, I am Muhammad, I am this or that. I am Indian, I am Chinese, I am this. Whereas, can you pause for a second? Who are you? I am, meaning, what are you referring to when you say I am? You have to say, I am a man, then only body is referred to. Because you say, I am PhD, are you referring to your body? You say you are rich, are you referring to your body? Unconsciously, you are referring to yourself, but you don't know. Universal first name. Then so many other roles are added to it. The roles that are added to it from that standpoint, there are divisions. That is why diversity is the name of the game. Diversity is not a curse. diversity is a blessing. In conversion, they try to homogenize. That is where it is destruction. Are you getting that? Everybody must be follower of this religion. Everybody follower of this God. What a waste. Diversity is the name of the game. There has to be diversity. Let everybody be what they want to be. Body is varied, thoughts varied, experiences varied, cultures varied, according to geography, history, so many things will vary. But in and through this diversity, there is a unity. Consciousness. That is why even one day scientist has to come to this also, what they call it unified theory. One thing which will explain everything, consciousness. If you go into that, as we have seen about the creation, it explains everything. Yes, because of the details that you discover, law of gravity, the medicines and all these theories about particles, this and that, helps mankind to use this creation in different ways. But that doesn't solve individual's problem. When you see about yourself who you are, thereafter, samadharshi, truth here, truth there, truth everywhere is one and the same. It is just like in any establishment, somebody is managing director, somebody is a guard. The role comes, they are in different positions. But ultimately, they are all human beings. That example in what is that? Vivek Chudamani? Rajyam Narendrasya Bhatasya Ketaka Tayorapohe Navato Naraja. Individual with whole kingdom, king. Individual with a village, Bhattar. Two individuals with a kingdom, king. With a village, Bhattar. That is the name, Bhatta. You remove Tayorapohe, take away the kingdom from the king and the village from the Bhatta. Only two human beings are standing now. Same thing also. Take away the roles, two human beings. That is why when the person is admitted in hospital, governor is not admitted. The body is admitted. Governor is suffering from cancer. Governor suffering from cancer. The king is getting backache. What nonsense. How can king get backache? The body gets backache. The body is not the king. We forget, you know that? We completely forget in our life. That is why people get so overwhelmed by these identities. What do you think of me? I'm the rich man. Leave him alone for some time. Rich man? You are different from the richest. You can be the richest man in the world. You lie down, die helplessly. You can be Howard Hughes, billionaire, owner of the Boeing Corporation. Those days. You don't have to bring in story of Ravana, mythological figure, not necessary. Nowadays you have plenty of such, call them Mughals, call them Mandarins, call them most powerful people in the world. But when they are dying, who is dying? Ordinary fellow. One body is passing. Same intestine, same liver. Not that the king has a king-size liver. President has a presidential liver. Is it so? Same kuti liver, insulin producing. Same type of heart, needs bypass surgery. The kingly heart. Same body. So in an establishment, different roles are there, but all are human beings. In this huge establishment called creation, everybody is one and the same. Roles vary. Samadarshi. Who are they? Whether it is a Vidya, Vinaya, Sampanna, Brahmana, Gavi, Hastini, Suni, Sopake, Pandita, Samadarshi. Wise man sees them all one and the same. What is that? Whether it is a Suni, Suni means dog. Whether it is dog, listen carefully. First see the translation. Whether it is a dog, Sopacha, dog eater, one who cooks dog or a dog eater, Hastini, a elephant, Gavi, a cow, Vidya Vinaya Sampanna, Brahmane. Or suppose a person is Vidya Vinaya Sampanna. Vidya Sampanna, highly learned, Vinaya Sampanna, highly humble. That means amazing personality. Also a Brahmana, Brahmajanati, knows the Brahman. Not a caste, it's not talking about caste. The person highly learned, highly decorated, but very humble. It's an amazing personality. Brahmajanati knows himself. Ultimate flowering of the personality. Such a person, or a cow, or an elephant, or a dog, or a dog eater. Don't say, why did he not ask about the other people, other species? So you want the whole book to be including a botany book, a zoology book. No, I mean, this is what it means. See, it doesn't matter what is the most decorated person, humble, nice, enlightened, is a cow, elephant, dog or the dog eater. All these people, he sees same. What is that? Mad man. Totally mad. Why? Sometimes he drinks dogs, sometimes drinks cow milk, sometimes dog milk also. He doesn't see the difference between cow and the dog. It's not that way. What it means is, he sees the cow as the cow, dog as the dog eater as the dog eater. Who is superior? Nobody. Who is inferior? Nobody. Samadarshi does not mean cow and the dog are one and the same. Cow is a cow, dog is dog. Essentially both are one and the same. Whether you are an enlightened person, ignorant person. Essentially. When you say the word I, ultimately everything is one and the same. When people don't understand, they put up an unnecessary logic. How can you say everybody is one and the same? Hey, who tells you? Definitely I will not tell you are wonderful. You are definitely an idiot. You are an idiot, no problem. I am not telling you are equal to a wise person. You are an idiot, don't worry. Essentially, you are one and the same. Between Krishna and Krishnanand, there is no difference. Between Rama and Ramanand, there is no difference. Essentially, both are one and the same. That is why Krishna tells to Arjuna, no. Jnatva mam samtiruchasi. Ahamatma gudakesa, we shall see it in 10th chapter. Ahamatma gudakesa sarva bhuta asayaste. Hey Arjuna, I am the self in all the beings. You don't know me. See, he is hanging around with Krishna, sleeping with Krishna, moving with Krishna, eating with Krishna, doing everything Krishna. Still he says, you don't know me. Which thing he does not know? He knows the body, but doesn't know the self. So when you know the self, you know the Krishna also. The same truth everywhere. It's not that the Krishna always remains Krishna, I always remains donkey. No. So just because I know the thing, Krishna and me one and the same. Hey? Absolute point, yes. Bhavadvaitam sada kuriyat. Remember that line. Kriyadvaitam na karichit. In your wisdom, in your thinking, in your vision, oneness. But your action don't say it is oneness. Snake and me one and the same. Elephant and me one and the same. Therefore, I shall go there. Elephant doesn't know it. You have to watch out. Elephant doesn't know it. You know he is Brahman. But elephant doesn't know that the Brahman is coming. So you better keep out. It is just like the fellow who went to a psychotherapist. Nuts. He goes to a psychotherapist and psychotherapist, what happened to, what's your problem? He said, no problem. I have got a little fear. Fear of what? I think I am an insect. I am a kita. I am an insect. What are you talking? You are a human being. He said, no, 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 I feel I am an insect. He said, how can you say that? He said, I feel I am an insect, very difficult. Then he said, does the insect talk? No. You are talking? Yes. Are you kind of insect? Hey, that's right. I can't be insect. Does an insect visit the psychotherapist? No. Are you visiting psychotherapist? Yes. How can you be an insect? Yes, that's right. How can you be an insect? That is true. So, who are you? You are a man. Yes, I am a man. I am not an insect. Thank you. He runs. He goes away. He goes away. Appa. Now the psychotherapist must be breathing some relief. Next, another fellow comes, lying down. Suddenly, in the middle of the session, this fellow rushes back. What happened? Oh, I am afraid. Why are you afraid? You are not an insect, you are a human being. He said, yes, I know I am not an insect, I am a human being. But as I was going on the road, there was a cock, the chicken. Now, when the moment I see the chicken, I am afraid. He said, why are you afraid? He said, okay, I know I am not a worm, but does the chicken know about it? The chicken doesn't know. What do you do? Should the chicken know? Who are you? Huh? Should the chicken know about who are you? Then why are you trying to convince everybody that you are better than what they think? Are you getting that point, please? How stupid it is. Is it necessary for the chicken to know you are not an insect? If you know, that is enough. Then why are you desperately trying to prove to everybody that you are better than what they think? For what? You just be. The more you try to prove yourself you are better than what other people think, you are successfully embarked upon a mission to be measurable throughout your life. Because other people's perceptions of you shall never change. The more you try, the more desperate they shall consider you. Are you sure of yourself? That is why Vidya, understand that language. Vidya vinaya sampanna brahmane gavi hastin. So when you say that, he doesn't see the difference between. It's not that he's a madcap. See the cow as a cow, horse as a horse, dog as a dog, but oneness everywhere. This is the vision for the mankind. You see Asiatics, Europeans, Americans, Australians, no. At least think of human beings. Much more than that is the self. Universal self, absolute. But so this is an all-inclusive vision where everybody is taken into account. When you make an exclusive vision, this God only and follower of that God, this faith only and follower of that faith, then what do? In the name of religion, you create the division. That is the exclusive religions, the faiths which are based on exclusive attitude, they literally destroy the humanity. They completely destroy the humanity. Whereas all-inclusive, everybody is one and the same. Who are you? It's not something to be repeated, something to be where you have to be conditioned to believe that, but a discovery of a fact. And therefore, everybody is one and the same. At the same time, we play different roles. Like all the actors are actors in the green room. Actors Guild, there is an Actors Guild association. We are all one and the same. On the stage, different roles. Close our eyes, one and the same. Open our eyes, one and the same. But perceptions will vary. All of us sitting down here now. What is this? All of us are Now, student, teacher, right? Student, teacher, engaged in knowledge. The moment you step out, somebody is taking care of a kitchen, somebody is taking care of a library, somebody is taking care of an office, somebody is going around the mountain, somebody is watering the plant, somebody is cleaning the house. Who is better? All one and the same, doing different things. But a person who feels inferior or superior, it will be difficult to work with them. Are you getting that? Anybody who feels inferior or superior, it will be difficult to work with them. That's not my job. Aha. I see. A top actor doesn't discriminate. Any job, any role is good role. Why? I am asked to play that. So you find your position. Who is useless? Who is waiting for a position to be given? What shall I do? Don't ask what shall I do. 100 times a day. What can I do? What shall I do? You only know what you can do. You don't know what you can do. So you ask, what shall I do? So somebody says, okay, go and clean that thing. Huh, but I don't know how to do. Then why are you asking, what shall I do? Ask yourself what you can do and do it. Because if you know what you can do, you'll really do it. If somebody gives you a job, you cannot do it because you don't know what you are doing. That is why superiority, inferiority doesn't come. You are such a versatile personality. Anywhere, anytime. You can be head of something. Hey, very simple. You can be the head of an organization, right on the penthouse. You are sensible. When you come out, driver is driving. Driver is the managing director. He is the driving. You are the passenger. You go to the seashore. You are just a swimmer. There is a lifeguard looking at you, watching over you. You go to a shopping center, just an ordinary shopper. Such people enjoy life. Wherever they are, that is the role they play. Oof. So flexible, like a coconut. Remember that example. The coconut doesn't drown. Why? It floats in all sides. Million-ton tanker shall drown in the sea because it floats on one side. Most people are one-sided. One role, they show off everywhere. I am this, that visiting card, that visiting card. Visiting card means that one side fill up, other side empty. That one side, filled up side, they show off everywhere. The empty side they don't show, which is reality. The empty side is you. The filled up side is a role, just one role, not all roles. That shows your position in life, not who you are. Does it show your anger qualification? You say this and so, MA, PhD, FRCS, ABCDE. Huh? That shows you. Does it show angry, short-tempered, inferiority complex, superiority complex, miserable, gossip monger, rascal, rogue, backbiting? Does it show? Nothing. These are all invisibly written on the other side. Please write down like those things. All your identity, you write down in the front right. You write down all your identities. When people look at that, they will run away from you. So invisible. One role. That is why you sink. Why do you sink? Because I take you at the face value. PhD, managing director. Oh, so I was dealing with you. Now suddenly you are moody, you are angry. Namaste, you go. You keep your card with you, I am going. That is where it sinks. Whereas, if you are a coconut, floating on all sides, Dukkhe, dukkhe, sukhini, sukhavan, bhogini, prapta bhoga, maune, mauni, gunini, gunavan, pandite, panditasya. With the happy people, happy. Miserable people, miserable. Quiet people, quiet. Speaking people, the speaker. Wherever you are, you fit in. Oh, that is the person he is talking about. Pandita Samadarshina. No sense of superiority, inferiority. High, low. Oh, what a relief. Should you do it for somebody's sake or for your sake? The moment you consider somebody low, forget. The moment you consider yourself high, you cannot escape looking down upon people. The moment you look somebody as high, you cannot stop looking at yourself as a low. Suppose you don't have that, what a personality you are. Oh, so comfortable. Everywhere you are comfortable. You don't say, people don't make me feel comfortable. Huh? Nobody will make you feel comfortable. Why do you want to be accepted? Accepted means then by chance somebody accepts you, then you shall see they are patronizing me. You know this complicated psychological nonsense. Suppose somebody accepts you, after some time you feel patronized. Oh, I don't need that. You don't have to accept me. Oh, I see. All right. You leave them alone. Nobody cares for me. You care for them. I don't need patronizing. Hey, what do you do with such people? Emotionally complicated individuals. When you are a happy man, oh boy. Ishvara, Ishvara, Ishvara. Are you getting that? So it's not madness, that it doesn't difference between a cow and an elephant and a dog eater. No. Elephant is elephant, cow is a cow, sunrise is sunrise, sunset, sunset, old age, youth is youth. Enjoy the youth. Don't try to do what you could not do. Don't try to do the same thing when you are old. A young man, you could climb the mountain. A 75-year-old, try to climb the mountain. Have a heart attack, you drop. What is the idea? Unless you are like Mullah. Mullah said, I am still strong. He said, why? Oh, you are 8-year-old, how can you say you are still strong? He said, oh, I can do the same thing that I could do as a 5-year-old. Huh? You can do the same thing when you are 8-year-old? Yes, when I was 8-year-old, whatever I could do, 8-year also I can do the same thing. Huh? Really? What is that? I was 8-year-old, my father asked me, go and pick up that stone. I could not. Now also I cannot. It's perfect old age. Anyway, so if you are a person like that, read. What a person he is. Yeiva taijita sargaha yesham samye sthitam manah nirdosam hi samam brahma tasmad brahmani te sthitaha yeiva tairjita sargaha yesham samye sthitam manah nirdosam hi samam brahma tasmad brahmani te sthitaha. So such people, ihaiva tarjita sarga, yesham samye sthitam mana, yesham mana samye sthitam, whose mind is abiding in the samye brahmani, in the oneness, sameness. When you talk about the sameness, please understand, only in one dimension is absolutely same, from the standpoint of the absolute consciousness that you are. Most today's world, society, educated people, they accept that already they have been introduced to our consciousness in a different way. That is why they don't understand this reality. That is why they need to be exposed to this knowledge to get another meaning for the word consciousness. Because consciousness as a word, what does it mean? He is conscious. Consciousness, and he lost his consciousness. That is the word people, average person uses. And he is a PhD, he is a FRCS, he is a BCDE, educated person. So when you suppose listen to this talk and he says, he is consciousness, what nonsense, consciousness, consciousness. What is this consciousness he talks about? We are talking about the Chit Swarupa, Atma Swarupa, Brahma, consciousness. Doesn't understand that. That is one point which is Samya. Same for all of us. Are you getting that? You are conscious. I am conscious. Everybody is conscious. Conscious. You are conscious of your thought. I am conscious of my thought. What we are conscious, there is a variation. In consciousness, no variation, invariable, one pure awareness. What you are conscious of, the body you are conscious of, your thoughts you are conscious of, your perceptions you are conscious of, varied. But in consciousness, there is no variation, invariable, pure awareness. Samam. And physical body, you cannot be same. Understand? Physically, your physical body cannot be same. Somebody has to be child, somebody has to be young, somebody has to be old. The same person now child, now young, now old. Are you getting that? Body will be like that. So there is nothing wrong in it. The divisions are required. Without the divisions, how are you function? So the whole human being is a head. How are you going to function? Nice to have a hand, a tail, a leg, a fat, stomach, back, front. All these necessary because beautiful personality. Different limbs of the body. The whole thing is a finger. Now what nonsense? Human being. No, it's a whole personality. Same thing also the body, childhood, young, old. So much divisions, infinity variations in this world. How beautiful. Celebration of diversity. There has to be there. Physical body will be different. Though element-wise it is same. Akasa, Vayu, Agni, Apa, Prithvi, space, air, fire, water, earth, elements are same. But the shape and size, different. But we are lost in the shape and size. Brown, yellow, black, white, green, red. What is this? Human beings. Even after discovering, suppose there is a heart problem, a heart surgeon, he opens the heart. Can he say, I can open Indian heart and American heart? Once you open the heart, same body. Open the body, same body. Disease, same disease for all of us. Blood, same type of mixing. Take care of it. RBC, WBC, all that stuff. Yet differences. And that shall be there. Same thing also mind. Thoughts will vary. But in consciousness, there is no difference. What is that consciousness? Self. Call it self, call it I, call it awareness, call it truth, call it self, call it Brahman. Whereas individuality, now sitting down, that way to scholars you cannot talk. We are stuck with an idea. Consciousness, another state. Self, some concept. How do you talk to the people? Are you getting that? People who are already stuck with certain ideas, how do you talk to them? Cannot. So Samya Avastha, when you say, in your being who you are and everybody being who they are, in that there is oneness. Samye Esham Manasthita, whose mind established in that, for them, Yeiva Tairjita Sargaha, Sarga Janmaha, Yeiva. Here itself, they win over the samsara, the cycle of birth and death. Yeiva. While living in this body, they win over the cycle of birth and death. If you consider yourself to be the body, born with the body, you shall die with the body. Helplessness. If you consider yourself a thought, with appearance and disappearance, it will be affected appropriately. When you see yourself who you are, the death, the birth, the change, the death of a body, perception or thought will not make any difference to you. Such people, nirdosami samam brahma, tasmad brahmani testya. Brahma nirdosham. There is no dosham, no limitation of any kind. Dosha. Dosha means fault, limitation. There is no limitation of any kind, nirdosham. Dosham, all limitations completely gone. What are the dosha? Jati, guna, kriya, nama, rupa, these are the dosha. The quality, the name, the caste, the creed, the sex, the race, the nationality, these are all the dosha, limitation. Time, space, causality, that's a dosha. Bound by time, bound by space, these are all dosha, limitation. None of these limitations exist there. Jati, niti, kula, gotra, duragam, nama, rupa, guna, dosha, varjitam. Desha, kala, vishaya, ativartiyate, brahma tattvamasi bhavayatmani. Tad brahma tvamasi iti atmani bhavaya. May you continuously contemplate, be with that idea that aham brahmasmi, I am the absolute. Aham, asmi, brahma, all the three, one and the same meaning. There is no jati, no niti, no kula, no gotra, no nama, no rupa, no guna, no dosha. No name, no form, no quality, no limitation of any kind. Desha, kala, vishaya, ativarti. Beyond the limitations of desha, space, kala, time, vishaya, objectivity. There is no limitations of any kind whatsoever. Are you the only one like that? Samam Brahma. Everybody is like that. That's why this knowledge doesn't give you a special affiliation. Doesn't give you a special identity. Doesn't make somebody inferior to you. In every other knowledge, that happens. If you are a PhD, other fellow is not. If you are an engineer, other fellow is not. If you are a doctor, other fellow is not. If you are poor, other person is not. If you are rich, other person is not. If you are Brahman, other person is. You are the happiness, other person is. You are limitless, other person is. You are the existence, other person is. Everybody is. So, in this knowledge, you cannot escape oneness. In other knowledge, you cannot escape division. Inescapable oneness. In this knowledge of the self, you cannot escape the oneness. And other forms of knowledge, you cannot escape the division. They establish the division. That is why, especially faiths and religions with exclusive identity. Secular knowledge, of course, will bring the division, no doubt. But the so-called religious knowledge also adds to the secular divisions. That is why they complicate the secular world. Such exclusive religions, exclusive beliefs, exclusive faiths, faiths with exclusive gods, they bring further division in the divided society. Whereas in case of this knowledge, you cannot escape oneness, indivisible, pure existence. Tasmad brahmani testita. Having told this, now he says, such a person, how does he? Yasma nirdosam samam brahma atma. Since it is one without any limitation whatsoever, tasma, therefore, how does he live in the world? We shall see tomorrow. Read. Naprarusyet priyam prapye nodvijet prapya cha priyam sthira buddhira sammudha brahmavid brahmani stitah na prarusyet priyam prapye nodvijet prapya cha priyam sthira buddhira sammudha brahmavid brahmani stitah. We shall see tomorrow. These are like jewels. nuggets. Huh? You want to have rich nuggets in your life? These are the nuggets. Keep in your brain, the most decorated it will be. Brahmavit Brahmani stitaha. One who knows himself Brahman, Brahmani, abides in that Brahman. Priyam prapya na prarusyet. There is no roller coaster ride. Getting something which is conducive, comfortable, exciting, na prarusyet. No going up. Not going to high ecstasy, so-called ecstasy. Apriyam prapya na udvijet. By chance it is something not very conducive, something not very to his liking, something which is inconvenient, uncomfortable, destructive, daunting, miserable. No udvijet, no anxiety. Oh, you are a rascal. Yes. You are so wonderful. Thank you. Sthira buddhi. Sthira buddhi, sthira buddhi yasya. Whose mind absolutely abides in himself. Sthira. Absolutely steady. Nobody can bring any chalana there. This is the wisdom. Nobody can shake your wisdom. Nobody can shake you. No object, no human beings, no situations, nobody. But there is no arrogance. Nobody can touch me. Huh? What is your big deal? Nobody can touch you. But you feel so vulnerable by a child also. How do you enjoy? When the child says, sit down, you sit down. How the child says, be a donkey, you will become a donkey. How the child enjoys? Vulnerable. Nobody can shake you. Nothing. Asammudaha. No sammoha. No delusion, no confusion, no grief. Why? Brahmavit, Brahmanistitaha. This person abides in himself. We shall see more of it tomorrow. That is why look at your life. Is it a roller coaster ride? Morning, high spirit. Afternoon, 4 o'clock, night. Or morning, slowly my day begins. Come here. Okay. 10 o'clock, wake up. 1 o'clock, right. 3 o'clock, 4 o'clock. Nice. So looking at you, people can know what time of the day it is. No. You are a sunshine. You are shining with the sun, playing with the shadow of the earth. Morning, evening, day, night. That knowledge. Being the shining consciousness of the sun, but playing with the shadow play of body, mind, thoughts, morning, evening, midday, midnight, emotions, thoughts. Oh, what becomes? How is the life? Pure, constant celebration. Untouched, unaffected by anything. Close your eyes. We shall see tomorrow. Thank you, friends. Please think over these things, see these things. Remember that line. Tadudaya tadatmana tanishta tatparayana gachanti apunaravrtim jnana nirdhuta kalmasha.